Today we take a look at machines. Welcome, friends, to a new episode of Age of Engineering. I'm Clobberstomp. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a really good day. And this is a little bit odd. You'll see me running around here, and I'm going to show you guys some updates. But I ended up having a problem with my audio. My recording software is Extractor, and for some reason, after a Windows update, it reverted itself back to the original settings, which was not recording my audio. So I'm re-recording the audio after doing all of the work, and I didn't want to re-record this episode, so I'm going to see how this goes. But Thelona's here. He's working on some things, it looks like, in actually additions. But the idea today is to make all these machines that we're looking at here, the blast furnace and the compressor and things like that. I did some exploring out in the world. I found a slime island, and I'm talking about that here, where I found some slime trees, and I brought back the saplings to get those kind of up to date and easier to gather slime and things like that. From, you know, bringing back those saplings was really nice to get them in our spawn area. So I did some updates inside of the house as well, as you're going to see here, and I really just cored it out. I put in a whole bunch of the storage drawers, and I'm putting some of our basic materials in there and things like that. I did a ton of mining in the last week or so, over the last time that we recorded, and I made a bunch of these crates from Actually Editions, which are really nice. They're a little bit expensive, but they're really nice to have, and they hold so much more space than the chests that we were using. So and what's really cool is these have there's a little arrow down on the right, which can go to another page. So this actually holds double what you see in front of you right now, which is really nice. So I spent a really good fair amount of time mining and making a whole bunch of extra stuff. I was gathering food and trying to get some of the mundane things out of the way, so that way we wouldn't see any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of boring. You guys see us mining all the time, and I don't need to show you guys mining. I'm not doing a time lapse. You've seen that 100 times. Not really a big deal. This particular episode is more about giving you an update on what we've been working on, and then working on trying to get ourselves involved with doing more of the machines and things like that. I made a little area for all of our trophies, but today I think we want to work on trying to get ourselves to the calculation age, which I think we get to near the end of the game, because in the industrial age here, we've gone through and made a majority of the things that we have here, with the exception of that third paragraph. We're going to be working on getting all of the electric heater and the blast furnace and all of these types of things. So we want to work through getting all this stuff. We've been to the nether, we have steel, but as you could see, I've already made myself a little area, and I got some things going here. We're going to take our glass cable and some of our low voltage power arrays, and we're going to get those going, and I'm going to show you what the thing is here for getting the crafting going. It does take a while, so I did a bunch of this building off camera, and it takes some iron plates, some batteries and furnaces, and I made all these electric circuits and things like that. So I got a lot of this building out of the way. I've been working on gathering sticky resin, turning it to rubber, and all of that wonderful stuff, which is really nice. Thelona looks like he's trying to do something. He's been working on getting power from those mineral trees, all those trees that are outside. So apparently there's some trees that help generate power, and they're those blue trees that we see spawning all the time. So it seems as though he's found a bunch of those, and he's been kind of peppering them around. But here we're going up to the top above our base, where I cored out a little area, And I have some battery boxes that we built so we can store some power. Not a lot. I think these will each hold 40. Yeah, 40,000, I think is what it is. And I've got three of them. So I think we can hold 120,000 EU, which is pretty good. So right now I'm just kind of breaking this out so we can lay down our 12 solar panels that we made. We're going to place our cables, and then we can put down all of our solar arrays here like so, in this kind of pattern. And as you can see, the bat box is, yeah, 40,000 EU, so we can hold 120,000 EU per tick, and I don't think we have anything covering above us, which it looks like that's what I was checking before. So this is a nice little setup. It's kind of hidden. It's out of the way. Nobody can really see it unless you come up on top of here and you're kind of looking for it. But yeah, I don't like, I want to kind of keep it a little bit hidden for now until we decide to build up and out of this thing, this little hobbit hole that we have. But it's really good. So now I'm going back behind. I cored this out and I kind of showed you guys where our little area is. So there's our three bat boxes, and there's the power arrays here, and they're all helping feed these bat boxes. And as you can see, we're generating quite a bit already. They're almost already full, which is awesome. So excellent. And I'm considering whether or not you can put more cables next to these, but it's really not necessary because there's one in the middle. So I kind of did the best way I could when it came to resources. Not that we're hurting for resources or anything like that, but the resources that we do have, we want to make sure that we're using to the best of our ability. So there we go. All right, we are all set for putting together some machines. And I think the first thing that we want to set up is I go to generator, but it's not generators. We want electric furnaces. So I kind of screwed this up here. I went to go make some generators, but I actually already have some generators made, which I totally forgot about. So I'm kind of going out of my way to make these, and you see me kind of make a mistake here. But there's the generators. So I was thinking they were furnaces, but they're actually generators. And I placed them down not thinking that we honestly don't need generators because we have the solar power generating what we need to. So I realized this kind of right now, and then it was like, oh yeah, we don't really need these. And I almost broke them, but I saved it so we could use our wrench and break them properly. Otherwise you break the machine, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. All right, so yeah, and then I make another mistake here thinking that I can just build the electric furnaces with generators, and I don't believe you can, because you just need a regular furnace. So yeah, I made a couple of mistakes while doing this, so it made the episode a little bit longer than I was expecting, but we're doing fine. I get back on course, don't worry guys. So yeah, I made some things, but we'll end up being able to use those generators later, so it's not a big deal. So the first thing that we're going to make, or that we do go to make finally when we're back on track, is some electric furnaces. Yeah, I had some weirdness here where it would place like on the side and not, I don't know if, yeah, I just had the wrong focus. I didn't notice this during the time of recording, but I'm noticing it during the playback now, where if you place it on the side, it'll actually place the block and not put it inside of the particular storage drawer. So be aware of that. I made a mistake with that the first time. So I didn't notice it while I was live recording kind of all at the same time. So that's a little bit different. All right, we now can make ourselves the electric furnace. We'll get some redstone and some electronic circuits, and we should be good. So I think I have to break down a block here. I do. We break down a few blocks and get some redstone for us for the rest of the episode. I don't think we end up needing any more. And there we go. We can put that together, and we've got ourselves 2 electric furnaces. Sweet. We can go put these in place, and they should be charging up. Looks like they are. Excellent. So now we have the ability to smelt everything that we need. So all the dusts and things that we have, which is great. So I think the next thing that we work on are the macerators. Yes, it is. And these are expensive. So the reason they're expensive is that industrial cutting diamond or industrial cutting blade, it requires 8 diamonds each. These are crazy expensive. So make sure you've done yourself a fair bit amount of mining and gathered a good amount of diamonds before you kind of go down this path. Especially in Age of Engineering, it's going to require you to have quite a bit of resources. So a lot of times I will kind of gather these resources as I go and play. But during this playthrough, I'm realizing that everything is much harder to do because it's a progressive type of mod pack. So what I've done is I've taken the time to do a lot of that stuff off camera for gathering and things like that, because you guys don't want to just see people running around and just gathering all the time. That's not fun for you guys, which I understand. So the idea is to get you guys all squared away and being able to watch the building of things more so than anything. And I apologize for my dogs upstairs. Somebody must have come to the door, so they're freaking out. It's probably the male person. That's quite common. They get real excited when somebody shows up at the door. Oh, those crazy dogs. Very good. Oh, and if you can hear that too, my kids are running around upstairs. I'm re-recording this the next day, doing the audio voiceover, because I realized when I went to go render the video, there was no voice, and I'm like, what's going on? So I went and found that those settings in Extractor were gone, and yeah. Here we're working on creating ourselves a compressor. We get a couple of plates. We need 2 machine casings, and then we need a couple of electronic circuits, I believe. And I think stone is what else is needed to make these, which is pretty easy. They're not too hard. It's just some of this stuff is really tedious. Yeah, I try it with cobblestone, but realize that doesn't work. So, okay, very good. So let's get ourselves some stone, I believe. Yeah, I find that there's stone, and then I've already have some smelted up here. Grab the stone, and then we can make the compressors. The idea for this entire episode was to make all of the machines that we have outside of the area so that we can not have to be running back and forth to take a look at them like I am now. I'm checking to see what ones I'm missing, which I believe I'm missing the extractor and the metal formers. And then I need blast furnaces and the electric heaters, I believe, are underneath them. Yes, electric heaters. Perfect. So we go back and we start working on getting these put together. I believe the first thing I make is a metal former, and I think we only end up making one because I realized that I think I need, for the metal former, I believe I need bronze, and I was not prepared for bronze. So I end up having to go make some on camera. So there's the heater. Oh, did we start making the heater first? We did, didn't we? No. Oh, maybe we did. Did I go back? Oh, okay. So I was going to start with the electric heater and then went against it, and then I went back to the metal former. I was pretty confident I did the metal former first, but so I realized I need a couple of these small crates, and I do have 2 of them, so that worked out. I end up needing more, I believe, and I wasn't gonna make those on camera while we were recording this. So it looks like we need some copper coils, some toolboxes, some electronic circuits. I've already made a few of the coils. The toolboxes, I realize, is here where I'm realizing that I don't have bronze. So we end up having to go make some because I don't have any. And bronze is made with tin and copper. So I go over to the Tinker Smeltery and go make those. The other thing that I was considering is this wall that's behind us with the bucket on it and things like that. blowing that wall back so that way we can open our base up all the way to the Tinker Smeltery. I talked about this in a previous episode. I had not done it yet, but getting to the point where I can get to the Tinker Smeltery without having to leave my base. Even though it's a community smeltery, if I could access it from the other side, that would be really great. So here I did the math wrong. I believe it's 3 copper and 1 tin per 4 bronze, but I did it backwards. So yeah, I messed that up here too. So we wait for this to kind of smelt down, and then we can get ourselves 10 bronze, which is, it's easy to make. It's just kind of time consuming, something I didn't really account for. And Thelona is telling me about if he needs any of the machines. I don't need the machines. He's working on all those machines over there, but the idea of this whole episode was me to make the machines so that way we're not tripping over each other when we're both playing at the same time. So, and I'm letting him know. He actually makes a joke here, just kind of funny. I tell him to say hi, but he's not having it. He says no. He doesn't want to say hi. And then he's like, okay, hi. Which I thought was pretty funny. All right. I think I'm going back to sleep. Nope. Putting that away. Ah, no. Yeah, I was going to sleep, but he'd already done it, so. It does take a little while for that stuff to process, but now we can go get ourselves some... Oh, I must have grabbed iron instead of tin. Made a mistake there too. Whoops. 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 Yeah, there's a couple things. When you're doing it live and you're not really paying attention, or, I mean, it's tough to record, play the game, and commentate all at the same time sometimes, especially when you're in the midst of trying to... You thought you were completely prepared and then you weren't, so the plans changed a little bit. Yeah, there we go. The tin kind of goes really quickly. So now we have ourselves some bronze, and once those other nuggets finish up here, we'll be good. Oh yeah, he was going to work on his own solar because I help improve those solar panels over there. But as you guys saw in the beginning of the episode, I've already put my own 12 up there, so he can take and use whatever he wants there. I'm not really too worried about it. We have plenty of resources between the two of us. And for now, we've just pretty much been doing everything community-based. So, and it's been working out pretty well. So sometimes it's a little bit easier to get started when you have more than one person, when you guys are both kind of doing different things. He had made one coke oven. I made a different coke oven. I made the Tinker Smeltery, and he improved it and made it bigger and then added more lava to it. And then you guys saw that I improved the tool forge and made that up. So he's working on integrated dynamic batteries. Apparently they're super cheap to make. And he's working on all kinds of different things over there for actually additions and whatnot. So I'm kind of excited to see he's further along in the progression of the game than I am. So I'm trying to play catch up. I had a difficult week at work, and it was very tough for me to get into the game at all because we had a major disaster at work that needed attention, and I was one of the few that was able to help. So I didn't get a whole lot of playtime during the recording or previous to this episode, so I'd been out for a while. You guys don't see it because I built myself ahead of time, and I kind of try to record my videos far enough in advance that I don't feel the hit when I have to take a break. I can take a break, but you guys, I still am on my normal posting schedule. That's kind of how I've been trying to do it with these new series. So yeah, here I'm using the metal formers to make some more bronze plates. Since I don't have the metal former yet, I figured I'd use the tools we have at our disposal to get ourselves some bronze plates, and then we can make our own metal former and not have to worry about this anymore, which is really nice. So there we go. We've got a couple of bronze plates. We've got 2 left to go here, which has been really easy. I know this is a long episode. It's over 30 minutes. My first original recording was 27, and then I have a couple of updates between now and then trying to get things set up. So thanks for staying. If you've stayed this long, I appreciate it. The retention's important on videos. If you are watching, I do appreciate that. The longer you stay, the more my videos will be viewed. And really, we just want to be able to show these for people to learn and become better at the game. So here we go. We're going to put our toolboxes in there with our coils, and I think we need another machine casing and a battery, or an electronic circuit. Actually, I finally realize no, I don't yet. I don't realize keeping the electronic circuits in my inventory would have been just smart to do for some reason. But that's fine. I think the next things we work on are the heaters and the blast furnaces. So the heaters, the blast furnace used to be a little bit different in previous versions of industrial craft, but these heaters actually heat the blast furnace. So you have to have these connected, and I actually run into problems while trying to get them all working. Which is okay. So, and I think I go through the idea of only one. Yeah, I do 1 and 1. I know the screenshot shows that I have 2, but for the sake of this episode, I made another one off camera after I had completed the episode, along with the extractors as well, which are going to be coming up soon too. And then we need to make one of those copper plates, which is rubber, and we've got a metal former, so we can go make our own. So I'll go over to here to the metal former, and I realize that I've made a mistake by not changing the output. This makes wire, so I waste a little bit of wire here, not realizing, whoops, copper cable. Yep, we want it to be rolling. So I caught that early enough. Thankfully enough, I didn't go through a whole bunch, but we'll end up being able to use that copper wire anyways. We can make it insulated and then change it into using insulated cable for connecting machines and things like that as we get to it. So not really that big of a deal, especially in this pack. Resources are not particularly scarce. There's just time consuming to go gather them. But the fact that we've got our hammer and our pickaxe, we can gather things very quickly. It just requires the actual manual effort of going to do so. So it's not as automated, but it goes really fast, surprisingly enough. Faster than you would think at this early stage of the game. So we'll break these out here. I make a adjustment by putting in the electric heater, and we put this, connect it with down below with another glass fiber cable. There we go. And I realize I don't have it's not charging yet, and now it's charging. It turned red and it's charging up. There we go. Sweet. Now on to making the blast furnace. And the more coils that you have, the more heat it will transfer. So it's good to just max it out. I haven't really figured out a use case scenario as to why you would use less versus just putting the max in there, but there might be. If there are, please leave a comment and let me know what kind of functionality that you maybe run into where you don't need all 10 coils. You could probably save yourself a little bit of resource by working on those. So here we go, trying to make ourselves the blast furnace. Perfect. I don't know what I'm doing here when it comes to... Oh, I must need another iron plate. I ran out of iron plates. Yeah. I need another one so I can make the metal casings. There we go. Oh, I needed it for making a machine casing, which requires 8 metal plates. There we go. That's why I needed the basic machine casing. All right, perfect. And go this around, and then can't remember. Yeah, we need to make another one. 3 of them here, and we can turn those copper plates into the proper device here. So get those added. Get the heat conductor, put the heat conductor in there, and we've got ourselves a blast furnace. Now here, I run into a great deal of problems with trying to get this facing the right way. Mainly what you need to do, and I screw around with this for a good 2 or 3 minutes, trying to figure out how to make this heat up. And essentially, I've done everything wrong. I go get my wrench, and I go through the enough problems trying to change this and get the things to line up. Long story short, you need, that's right, this is accurate, leave it that way. The orange dot has to be up, and it doesn't, I was thinking that it needed to face the cable like the battery boxes do, but that is incorrect. So that is, if you do see power on it, it's accurate. I was just kind of trying to find other ways to figure out why this wasn't working. So whoops, and I misplace the blast furnace, and I place this down a bunch of times, and I end up getting frustrated and telling you that I'm going to cut, which is going to happen in the next minute here or so. But mainly what you need to do is make sure that both of those orange dots are connected. So whatever way you place it is the way the dot's going to be facing you. So if you place it facing down, the dot will be up. If you place it facing up, the dot will be down. It's going to be wherever your cursor is facing. So that's the face that will be pointing to you the most, just as a trick. Okay, friends, so I finally figured out how to do this, and this took me like 30 minutes to figure out. Like I spent a good deal amount of time. I was thinking that you had to plug this in, and that heat would generate from putting a cell in it. But I finally got both of the I'm still struggling with it at this point because I'm thinking that there should be heat right now, and there's none. But heat won't go in there until you actually put something in there for it to be heated. So I start screwing around with this again, thinking that I don't have it right, even though I do have it right. Essentially, what you need to make sure that you have is both of the orange dots are touching one another. So they're both connected. So one is facing up and one is facing down. And then what you can do is, once you put a compressed air in there and then you place something in there for it to be heated, then it will start heating up. So just use that as a frame of reference, because that was kind of a pain in the butt. It took me a while to figure that out, and I don't know exactly why that was such a problem, but it tricked me up a little bit. It actually tells you in the guide that the orange dots need to be connected together if you go read the guide. I'm not one to read the guide to get the answers. I'm the one to read the guide on using it exactly as that. It's a guide. And I start placing another cable here for another heater, which is going to go in the back, and then a blast furnace that will go on top of it. But I think we realize that this is all good now, and then we start considering moving on to working with the extractor. I also need to make another metal former as well, but yeah, it's working, and we now have a blast furnace. We can make steel in our house, which is really, really great. It's perfect. I made a bunch of extra tin plates because we're going to need them for making some of the other things and such. All right, so we have figured out that we're going to be moving on to making the extractor. And we're going to go ahead and make 2 of these. So let's go get some oak planks. And we take the oak planks and make a couple, I believe 8 of the tree taps. So it's in a setup like this. So, and just as a reference, you need to make sure that they are fully not like unused, brand new tree taps. If you have used or changed the metadata on any of them, it will not work. So, if you went and used this on a resin tree to get some resin, you can't use that one in these recipes. So just be aware of that. They have to be brand new, as if you've never used them. So get the tree taps here, and I believe we just need, what else are we looking for? The electronic circuits, which I have in my inventory, and I think we need machine casings. Yeah, we need 18 of those, which I don't believe I have. I think I have to go make some. There we go. But we have plenty of metal formers that we can do, and I think I just put the whole thing in there, actually. We're going to end up needing them anyways, so we let that run and do what we need to. So yeah, what's interesting is I'm looking at this is the coils are not the coils, but the sides are goofy, and there's no real way to show how it's supposed to work. There's no like tooltip or anything like that, so just be aware that those two orange dots do need to be touching one another, otherwise it won't work. So, and that's the same goes for any of them. So if you set up another one, you're going to have to put them together. I think at this point we can move on to, while we're waiting for those, we move on to making ourselves a calculator so we can age up to the calculation age. And we work through making ourselves a calculator here, which is pretty basic. As long as you've got cobblestone and some redstone, I believe is really all you need. Oh, you do need some steel. So steel and copper. I make a mistake here trying to make it with iron, I believe, because I'm in a hurry, and I had some frustrations with the heater and the blast furnace setup, but yeah, it's not too difficult to make. So you just need some steel and some copper, and you can see I grab iron and make a mistake, but we eventually correct it by figuring out that we've done something wrong. So and it's pretty easy to make that those mistakes while you're playing, especially when you're trying to record live. It's not super it's not hard to do. You know, you're kind of trying to do so many things at one time that it's easy to make a mistake. So I look at it now and I'm like, geez, why did I even make that? Why was that even a problem before? But yeah, it happens. So my apologies. It happens. What are you going to do? So I think it's regular cobblestone. I gather some cobblestone here, and I think we just need the last two pieces, which we go through and make the calculator screen, which is just some cobblestone and redstone. It's really easy to make. Really the hard part is making the steel, but once you get to the point where you can make steel, this is kind of a non-issue. And then this middle thing is just kind of a tedious thing to make, the calculator assembly, which doesn't make sense to me because I feel a calculator would require you to make some sort of electronic circuit, and there's no electronic circuits in this particular device. So I don't really understand why this is made with just some cobblestone and redstone, but you know, to each your own. What do I know? Here we go. Make a couple of buttons and turn this around here. And there we go. Not too difficult. We now made the calculator assembly, and there we go. We now made ourselves a calculator, and we have now made it to age 2. We are now in the calculation age. Let's go place this trophy down. And there we go. Progression, everybody. It's a cool, I like those trophies. They're very cool. They give you a sense of being able to accomplish something and take the time to do it, because this is a hard pack. It's not easy, and it does require a great deal of effort and time, and it does take a good amount here. So all right, here we go. Yeah, calculator is pretty fun. I decide not to place these down because I still need to put the other stuff in there. We don't really need to extract anything right now, so it's kind of not really an issue. So that's kind of what I've been talking about here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please stomp the like button. It does help me out. It shows your support. I would really enjoy if you could put some comments down below. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I hope you guys are having a great day. And I hope you guys are liking the progression of the pack as well. Stay tuned for the next episode, and we will catch you guys in that one. Take care and be well.